and welcome to S.Chablis. I hope you had an amazing weekend. We're here for the Q&A, and this week the selected question is: I have the opportunity to buy a full existing cellar. Do you think it's worth it? That's a very good question. I have no idea because I don't know anything about the offer you got. But indeed, some people sometimes sell their cellar for different reasons. And we're not here to talk about those reasons, but they do actually sell all their bottles. Maybe they want to invest in newer wines, maybe they're moving, maybe it's for some other reason. Is it a good idea? Really depends on the seller. Do you know the person? Do you know how they keep wine? Do you know their choice? Can you actually check the cellar? Can you check the bottles, the corks, the labels, the levels? All of that is going to be very important. If they have a cellar record, a book stating all the wines and the years and the vintages, all those information is going to be very important for you. It can be a book, it can be an app, it can be anything, but for you to check, because sometimes you're going to have to drive to check on your own, by yourself, or actually with the seller. So then it's going to be a question of, is the cellar good or not? Is the content of the cellar good or not? Do you have to go far away? Obviously, if you manage to buy, you're going to have to take care of the logistics, i.e. hiring a van, coming and getting all the wines, so maybe you need a couple of friends, you can pay them with bottles, so that shouldn't be a problem. But again, you have to do all that work. And probably the most important work will be to decide a value for each and every bottle to make your offer. Now, you know how to do that. It's fairly easy, but be careful, because the market value is not the price I would buy a wine. So I would assume you would probably go and do the same thing. Then again, you're going to find some sellers who say they want to sell their wines when what they're after is just the value of their cellar. So you might be the one who's going to come first time, second time, a third time, do all the work that needs to be done to make an offer, and then they're going to tell you, oh, I'm not interested. So you're going to make the work, give all the figures, and then, well, they don't have to do the work. So for a professional, you have to be careful. I mean, if you just do that for fun, it's going to be fun. But for a professional, you have to be careful because, again, expenses, time, make it difficult, especially if in the end they tell you, I just don't want to sell anymore. That can be a bit off-putting. So if you do all the work I've told you about, you just then have to come up with a price. Actually, two prices: the price you're going to offer and the price which is going to be your limit. That's the technique I use. I always start with a figure. I really try for it to be a good offer. I'm not going to say 300 euros for the sake of example if I value the seller as a buyer at 500. If that's the value I have, I would go and start at 500. And then I have a second price, which probably would be, 600, and that's my limit. If you go 1 cent above that, I'm going to stop talking. And I'll be gone. Maybe I would be able to get that seller for that extra cent or pence or whatever currency you use. But that's the way I feel you remain wise in your choices, because you decide before you get into all the emotional stuff. So decide your prices, do your offer. If it works, good. If it doesn't work, good, because you don't get the bottles for the wrong price. I really hope that helps you into making an offer, and I'm pretty sure now you know what you should look for. Labels, levels, corks, all of that is going to have an importance, and then the prices you can make. Hope it's going to work for you. It's a beautiful way to getting all the wines. If you have more questions, send them over. We will do a Q&A for Christmas. I'm not going to be quitting on the Q&A, so there'll definitely be one next week and another one for the new year. You can send questions on Facebook, on Twitter, on the website. Pretty sure you can post comments and ask questions on YouTube too. I hope you're gonna have a wonderful week, a beautiful Christmas, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye. And keep on tasting.